and that's the $785 billion stimulus package. Finally, both houses of Congress have approved it, and President Barack Obama has signed it. And we got a chance to see Barack Obama try to at least put into effect his political promise of being bipartisan. And again, in this era of quote-unquote new Washington, new bipartisanship, it's very interesting to see that out of 60 votes that were cast in the Senate, only 3 were Republican. It was a 60 to 38 vote. Okay, and then when you look at the House, it was 246 to 183. And again, not one Republican even voted for the bill in the House. So this is about, this is about protecting American citizens. Is this about, having good government? Or this is about redefining the Republican Party and what they're going to stand for? Lieutenant Governor Steele, who's now the chairman of the Republican National Committee, and he was arguing back and forth about the idea of jobs being created by the government versus jobs that were created within the private sector. And one of the things I thought was very interesting about it, what's the difference between jobs in the private sector versus the government sector? He says, well, with the idea of all of the spending that they're going to be doing, these are going to only be short-term jobs, and therefore, the jobs would go away. But doesn't that happen in the private sector? That some jobs are short-term jobs, and then or seasonal jobs, or and then they go away. So what's the difference between the private sector creating the job versus the government? Really, what this plan has done is, with a mixture of tax break and federal spending, is trying to get the economy moving again. Okay, the Office of Budget and Management said that they'll probably spend about $138 billion this year, and probably about $390 billion the following year into the economy, and I hope it does provide some energy saving aspects to everyday Americans. Now, part of the bill it allocates $5 billion to help low income families weatherize their homes, okay, with any type of insulation or other efficient items, and it also gives a break toward those people that love those plug-in hybrid cars. It gives a $2,500 minimum tax credit. Now, with this whole idea with this the $5 billion weatherizing the homes, they said it's going to create about 32,000 jobs. Okay, and the average energy saving about $350 dollars a year, which it might be small, but it's something. Another thing that they're doing is they're going to give a tax credit up to $50,000 to gas station owners who decide to install these new pumps that pumps for alternative fuels, like, for example, ethanol. In the provision dealing with energy, it's a $300 million grant that they give to the states to disseminate as rebates to consumers who buy high energy efficient appliances. So, there's one aspect where, hopefully down the road, again, we'll see some positive things. Also, there was money that was being invested in trying to modernize the national grid. You remember that blackout that happened a couple of years ago, and people were going crazy over that, and they were saying that we need to invest trillions of dollars into the national grid. And so, there's a start there, as well as providing seed money to a lot of these different organizations that are out there, businesses out there, looking to develop alternative energy. Because of the tax credit, they can do that. Because of the loans that are being given, they can do that. Because remember, just like loans are hard for us to get, for these the new and burgeoning economy within the energy sector, a lot of people don't want to take a risk on it. So it's hard for them to get money. So to help them move along and products down the road that will develop energy for the United States, they provided these grants and loans to these businesses and entrepreneurs that are looking at the future of energy in America. We're working in the Washington, D.C., where the idea of bipartisanship is really a ship that's sunk. Because the Republicans have demonstrated they're not interested in working together or moving forward. Obama could have saved those. He could have invited the homeless in to that football party, and the food would have been better spent, and the time better spent with those people than the Republicans, because they had no intention on actually listening to anything he said. I mean, someone sits and talks to you, and then you come out and you still vote, without any consideration about anything he talked about in the bill. Not coming together and talking about issues and trying to find a solution. And the American public believes that. They give Barack Obama credit for trying to bring about bipartisanship, and they give the Republican Party a F for the divisiveness and seeming lack of concern of Americans who are out here suffering.